Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Week 12 edition of the Border NFL Gurus Commissioner's Address. As usual, I will be your host. What a Week 12 was. We had some real barn burners, tight ones, must wins that needed to be won that weren't, and other ones that were a bit meaningless. But nonetheless, we managed to dodge the injury bullet. Not too bad. No real substantial injuries this week to speak of. But all that being said, let's jump into it. Let's start with Joe Buck Yourself versus Rosterbation. Joe Buck Yourself picking up the win in this one, 124-98. Even though he was trailing heading into Sunday night, Joe Buck Yourself managed to pull off the W here, led by Julio Jones with 38 points. Guy goes off finally. It's frustrating being an owner of him, trust me. And Blake Martinez, linebacker from the Packers, had 19 points. Pretty nice showing. With that, Joe Buck Yourself knocks off the number one seed, but Rosterbation still manages to stay in first place with that 9-3 mark, and Joe Buck Yourself is in third with the 8-4 mark. Moving over to Billy Large versus Suck My Ditka. This one was a dandy and a lot closer than I think a lot of people were thinking it was going to be. Billy Large manages to squeak out the win here, 108.18 to 107.06. That's pretty damn close. Billy led by Carson Wentz, Le'Veon Bell, Marshawn Lynch had a nice day. Both weak defensive performances from both sides here. Suck My Ditka led by Antonio Brown, who dropped 31, Todd Gurley with 12, and Derek Carr with 19. That one's always got a sting when you got a receiver that puts up 31 and you manage to lose that game. Regardless, Billy takes that one. Moving over to the Panty Raiders and the Mighty Ducks. Panty Raiders taking this one 99.1 to 96.5. Led by Delaney Walker, Rashad Jones, Landon Collins. Nice defensive day for Panty Raiders. And the Mighty Ducks were led by Tevin Coleman, Matt Ryan, DeMarco Murray. This was a lot tighter game, I think, than most expected, but you never know what to expect from Panty Raiders week to week. But regardless, he picks up the win here. So let's move over to Clug the Plug versus the Iredell Beckhams. This one was an absolute laugher, but not in the way you probably thought it was going to go down. Clug the Plug steamrolling over the Iredell Beckhams, 158-90. Wow. Clug the Plug led by Russell Wilson with 27. Williams, running back from Green Bay, 25. Mixon actually showed up at 22. Kyle Rudolph had that 2-touchdown day on Thursday. He had 18. Calais Campbell had 11. So nice day all around. Iredell Beckham's led by Tom Brady with 28. Crowell had 10. And that's really all he had to write home about. So Clug the Plug picking up a big win there to keep himself alive. Moving over to Race Finkles versus Vic This. Race Finkles picking up the win here, 119-99, to extend his current win streak to 5 games, which is also the longest so far, or not so far, currently in the league. So good on you. Race Finkles picking this one up, 119-99, and he was led by Marvin Jones with 22, Nelson Aguilar with 16, and Dion Lewis put up 12 for him. Vic This, no outstanding performances, but Latavius Murray had 14 for him. Zach Ertz, what a stud that guy's been. 16 points at the tight end position, so that's massive if you can find a stud there. But regardless, Vic This loses, Ray Finkles wins. And our final game of the week is Hanging with Hernandez versus Rogers Dodgers. Hanging with Hernandez takes this one 146-119. Hanging with Hernandez led by Case Keenum with 31. That guy's playing, I think, well above his head. But hey, ride the hot hand. Keenan Allen with 23. Camaro with 30. Fuck, where'd this guy come from? Unreal. And Rogers-Dodgers led by Gronk with 20. Goff had an okay day again with 23. And Bobby Wagner had 11.5. So let's move over to our blow of the week. Blow of the week this week belongs to Mr. Jason Watt. Now, you've been taking on this award a few times here ever since OBJ went down, man. You, either you win or you get fucking thumped. You're not even in the game. Clug the Plug blowing him out by 68.5 points. That is a drubbing. So, Bart, you are the blowout-er, and Mr. Watt, you are the blowout-e. So congratulations on that. If you want to take congratulations for that. Our jackass of the week. Well, that one is going to go to Suck My Ditka this week. They lost by 1.12 points this week. And, in the past few weeks have been always a must-win. When you are sitting at the record they were, that means the loss was this week takes them to 5 straight. And they literally could have started anyone off their bench and would have picked up the W. So that's tough, and losing 5 in a row. I hate to say it, but I think the dream is dead. So, Lace, you are our jackass of the week, unfortunately. Let's go through a quick rundown here. Rockstar Division, Rosterbation sitting at 9-3, currently on a 1-game losing streak, courtesy of the guy right behind him, which is myself. Joe Buck, yourself, sitting in the 3rd spot with an 8-4 mark, and tied with Race Finkles, actually, who is currently holding the 4 seed with an 8-4 mark, banging off 5 wins in a row. Couldn't have came at a better time for him. Pantry Raider sitting in 5th with a 7-5 mark, and followed by Vic This with a 5-7 mark at 9th. Still very much alive, but next week is critical. And the Mighty Ducks sitting at 2-10 and the 12th spot, and their season is over once again. So Reed, it's been a pleasure. Moving over to the bench warmers, Billy Large sitting atop that one in 2nd spot with a 9-3 mark. He's won 2 straight. The Ardell Beckham sitting in 6th with a 6-6 mark. He's lost 2 straight. Hanging with Hernandez also sitting at 6-6, sitting in the 7th spot. He's won 2 straight. And Rogers Dodgers hanging on, clinging desperately onto that 8th spot with a 5-7 mark. He's lost 3 in a row. Clug the Plug sitting in the 10th spot with a 4-8 mark. He's won 2 in a row. Maybe he'll get hot at the right time and sneak in, who knows. And Suck My Ditka sitting in 11th at the bottom of that division with a 3-9 record. And of course we talked about that 5-game losing streak. This upcoming week, week 13, we have some big matchups. Billy Large versus Iredell Beckham's not as critical for Billy, but obviously imperative. Iredell Beckham's picks up the win if he wants to keep playing. Pantry Raiders versus Vic This. Vic This, it's a must win. Losing, you're done. Win, you might move on. Hanging with Hernandez, Clug the Plug. This is our 7 versus 10. Clug the Plug desperately needing a win here. Desperately. But hanging with Hernandez isn't bulletproof either. He could still miss. And moving over to Rogers Dodgers and Suck My Ditka. Can Suck My Ditka play spoiler on Rogers Dodgers this week? They also must win. So things are really starting to take shape here. Again, not a lot of huge key injuries, but might not be a bad idea to start picking up some handcuffs off that waiver wire. Nothing worse than if your starting RB or wide receiver or quarterback goes down and you don't have a plan B. So the waiver's going to be busy, I imagine. Huge games next week. But until next time, keep playing that wire. All hail the commish.